Do you know that feeling when you look at your retirement account and see not a future but an equation with too many unknowns? In 2008, millions of people got their answer, and it was brutal. Imagine an engineer from Ohio, 59 years old, who had saved his entire life. Then, in a single year, the S&P 500 index plummeted by 38.5%. His savings vanished. He wasn't alone. Trillions of dollars in retirement funds simply evaporated. This raises a crucial question. How did the gold standard of savings end up operating like a casino where the house always wins? In this discussion, we'll expose the 1970s tax code that accidentally gave birth to this monster. We'll name the silent killers, hidden fees that eat up to a third of your money, and we'll reveal the psychological triggers that compel you to willingly participate in this game. But here's a first fact, right now. The U.S. Department of Labor calculated that a difference in fees of just 1%, say 1.5% instead of 0.5%, can reduce your final capital by almost 28% over 35 years. This isn't market risk. This is a guaranteed loss. This guaranteed loss was embedded in the system from the very beginning, quite by accident. It all started in 1980 with benefits consultant Ted Benna. He discovered a little-known provision in the tax code, Section 401, subsection K. He didn't create a retirement system. He found a loophole allowing top executives at a bank to save money tax-free. But corporations saw a gold mine. They initiated a quiet yet tectonic shift in responsibility. Previously, defined benefit plans were common, where a company guaranteed your outcome. Now, with defined contribution plans, all market risk rests squarely on your shoulders. Imagine that before, your company was the captain of a ship promising to deliver you to port retirement. Now they simply sell you a raft and oars, wishing you good luck in the open ocean. Storms and pirates are now your problem. But it's not just that you've been sent sailing alone. The issue is that this raft has 3 inconspicuous leaks through which your money is draining away. The first leak, fees. Vanguard founder John Bogle called this the tyranny of compounding costs. And the math is ruthless. With a 7% annual return, a mere 2% fee over 50 years will consume nearly 2/3 of your profit. You invested 100% of the capital and took 100% of the risk, yet received only 33% of the outcome. Imagine 2 identical seedlings, both watered, but one is constantly nibbled by tiny insects. After 40 years, the first is a mighty tree, the second a stunted bush. Open your statement and find 2 words, expense ratio. If that number is above 0.5%, you're being robbed. The second leak is the myth of diversification. It's like having boats in different harbors, but when a tsunami of systemic crisis hits, the water rises everywhere. And the third, inflation. This is a hidden tax on savings. $100 from 2000 is worth only 58 today. Your plan shouldn't just grow. It must outrun this invisible runner. So the instruments of destruction are clear. Now it's time to face the main suspects. You know the names of these suspects: Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, BlackRock. These aren't faceless funds. They are mega corporations earning billions in fees, regardless of whether you've made or lost money. It's a classic case of the fox guarding the henhouse. A fund manager's salary isn't tied to the growth of your capital, but to the volume of money under their management. It's in their best interest for you to simply keep your money with them, paying fees. This is a fundamental conflict of interest. So here's a test for you. When a financial advisor gives you advice, ask one question: will you earn more if I follow it? Their answer is your personal lie detector. But the most ingenious part of this system isn't how they take your money. It's how they've convinced us that it's our own fault. They've built not a financial prison, but a psychological one. Here's how it's constructed. Its first brick: deliberate complexity. When you're offered a choice of 50 mutual funds with unreadable names, your brain freezes. This is called choice overload. The system is designed to make you feel overwhelmed and say, "Okay, you decide for me." This isn't a bug, it's its main feature. The second brick is the exploitation of fear. Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman proved that the pain of loss is twice as powerful for us as the pleasure of gain. The fear of missing out compels us to invest at market peaks, while the fear of losing everything paralyzes us during a crisis, forcing us to sell at the bottom. Think back to the last market crash. Was your first thought to sell everything to stop the pain? If so, congratulations. You acted exactly according to the script. But the good news is that this prison is in your head, and once you see its rules, you can start breaking them. It's time to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole really goes. Here's the first step out of that hole. Your first mission, should you choose to accept it: an expense ratio audit. Log into your plan's online portal. Find all funds with fees above 0.5% and compile a hit list. These are your number one enemies. And here's a simple weapon against them: low-cost index funds. This isn't blogger advice. Warren Buffett bequeathed 90% of his wealth for his wife to invest in a single S&P 500 index fund. If it's good enough for a billionaire's family, it's good enough for us. But this is just the beginning. True diversification isn't 10 different stock funds. It's different baskets. Real estate through REITs, your own small business, investing in your education to increase income. Your goal is for a Wall Street downturn, not to mean the collapse of your world. Stop being a passive passenger. Become the pilot of your financial aircraft. You decide the course, not an autopilot programmed by an airline for its own interests. So here's your awakening protocol. Point 1. Uncover the fees. Find your expense ratio and declare war on anything above 0.5%. Point 2. Fire expensive managers and transfer your money to simple index funds. And point 3. Build financial independence by creating income streams not tied to the stock market. 3 steps. Remember that engineer from Ohio. His real tragedy wasn't that the market crashed. Markets always crash. His tragedy was that he surrendered the steering wheel. He trusted a system that didn't trust him. You still have that steering wheel in your hands. Ultimately, it all comes down to one choice. Will your retirement be the result of your calculation or blind luck? Write one of those 2 words in the comments to declare your decision.